Was it? Right there. It's more distraction. They can hear you. Okay. It's good. Yeah.
All right, Curtis, please start us off.
Thank you very much. Hey, Ray, this is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. First question for you. What are the vibes ahead of this fight week, and how pumped are you to get back in there Friday night?
So everything's good. I'm just excited for get back in there and get this finish that I need.
I got you, man. And Brett Cooper obviously brings in a unique skill set, a high level of experience too in this one. I guess what kind of fight are you expecting, and what can fans expect on Friday night?
Brett Cooper has been around in a while. He got a lot of fights, but I really didn't watch his fights. Only a couple of them. He's a wrestler, good wrestler. But yeah, I mean, I faced everybody, so it's not a big deal. I just got to get my finish in the first round and hopefully get in the playoffs.
And a lot was made about your weight cut before the Carlos Leal fight. Reflecting on that, what can you tell us about what you feel like went wrong with that cut ahead of that fight?
I just came in out of shape, and that's pretty much it. I started my camp late, and yeah, just things happen, and I just started late.
And then last question for me, a lot has been made about BJ Penn's governor run in Hawaii. What kind of politician do you feel like BJ Penn would be for the islands?
I don't think he is a politician. He's just a man for the people. Politicians try to control everything, but I think he would be good for the people, fight for the people, and yeah, not take all these money bribes that politicians usually do. I'm not really into politics and stuff, so, but I know that he's a fighter at heart, and he can fight for everybody in Hawaii for the things that we need.
I got you, man. Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.
Anybody have any more questions for Ray? Speak now. All right. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate you.
Só precisa traduzir para mim, então. Ah, você consegue traduzir, não? Pergunta para ela se ela precisa de alguém que fale para a resposta. Pergunta. Tá.
Melhor.
Tudo bem. Porque você vai falar inglês, na verdade, né? Você só vai traduzir a pergunta para mim, né? O que você entendeu e vai falar em inglês.
2 minutes.
Ok. Ela falou que é um? O que ela falou que ela quer um? Ah, ok. Lá na... Fala pra ela que na América Top Team, lá, a daqui de Atlanta tem.
Yeah, yeah. So it's the American top team.
Yes.
Banners with Dupont. Yeah. So she's training there. She's trained there at the minute. That's cool. Basically, while she's over here, so
Right,
she's
right.
trained there, and so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
I do, yes, but I'm not a natural. So I don't speak Victoria. I could translate for her, but I think
Tem preguiça de falar, é diferente. Você tem preguiça de falar. Não, mas você não ia ficar ao vivo. Você só ia traduzir para mim. Ele já tá vindo. Tranquilo. Porque a tradução é mais para eles, né? Não para mim. Você só ia me dizer qual que era a pergunta. Só confirmar a pergunta, entendeu?
Depois eles trazem suas respostas, certo?
Sim, o que você entendeu que eu falasse, que eu desse de resposta, você falaria em inglês, entendeu?
Eu pensei assim, ontem, você falou alguma coisa, agora falou outra coisa.
Uhum, eu vi.
Não exatamente o que você falou.
Uhum. Eu vi também.
Acho que depois eles vão corrigir
Uhum.
tudo, né?
Só para ele entender, entendeu?
Pra
Pro cara.
ele entender
O cara que tava fazendo
Sim.
entrevista. O João acho que tá aí, tá perdido, eu acho.
All right, Curtis, if you'll kick us off, please.
Absolutely. Hi, Larissa. This is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. First question for you. What are the vibes ahead of this fight, and how pumped are you to get back in there on Friday night?
Tô bem pra caramba, feliz demais com todo o processo que, que eu tô tendo, né? A preparação tá 10, a vibe tá ótima. Ansiedade só pra lutar mesmo, mas eu tô bem demais.
We cannot hear the translator, FYI. Still can't hear.
Any luck now?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. I'm feeling great. I'm loving the moment I'm living right now. Camp was a 10 out of 10. My head's I'm in a great mental space, just eager to get out there.
Then looking back on your last fight, obviously it's got to feel good to get that quick knockout in the first round, get that 6 points. I guess how much did it mean to you to get off to that good start to the season, especially how last year played out and all that?
Quão importante foi para você chegar aqui essa primeira luta agora no mês passado e, enfim, terminar com o nocaute no primeiro round, especialmente considerando, enfim, como a temporada terminou ano passado?
O fato da temporada ter terminado do jeito que terminou ano passado, com o problema que eu tive, não tem nada a ver com as minhas habilidades ou com o meu desempenho como atleta. O que aconteceu, eu tive um problema pessoal, eu fiquei mal, não consegui bater o peso, enfim, tudo que eu já disse milhares de vezes, mas agora que eu tô 100%, o trabalho só se concluiu, só se afirmou mais uma vez.
Yeah, I mean, it felt good. The stuff that I went through last year, it had nothing to do with myself as an athlete. It was all personal stuff. I'm just happy to be here and to be putting in the work, and I look forward to be reaping the benefits.
Then looking at Jenna Fabian as an opponent, obviously a really tricky style to deal with. She has really good size too for the weight class. What are some of the challenges that come with preparing for an opponent with her height and reach?
Quais são alguns dos desafios, na sua opinião, para se preparar para o oponente como a Diana, considerando a altura e o alcance dela?
Cara, eu sempre treino com pessoas mais ou menos da estatura dela. Eu treino com homens de todos os tamanhos. Então, por incrível que pareça, a altura dela é uma coisa que tá habitual para mim. Facilitou até mais o meu trabalho. Eu treino muita trocação, faço muito isso. Então, até para fortalecer sempre minha parte de strike. Então, nada fora do comum para mim.
Honestly, her height is it's nothing more than usual to me. My sparring partners and training partners are mostly males that have similar build, so it's actually, for me, it's almost easier on that side of things. Not much has changed from what I see at the gym.
I gotcha. And last question for me. I want to get your thoughts on Kayla Harrison's last fight against Marina Mokhnakina. Did you get a chance to watch the fight? What are your thoughts on her performance?
Sua opinião sobre a última luta da Kayla contra a Marina? Você conseguiu assistir a luta? Caso sim, o que você achou?
Sim, consegui assistir a luta. Bom, a performance da Kayla não foi nada demais, de impressionante, nada. Sempre aquele jogo dela chato de botar para baixo, de ficar naquela enrolação, se garantir na força, no peso. O trabalho dela, ela faz impecável, mas eu não acredito que seja uma luta que as pessoas queiram ver. Não é o que o público quer ver. Acho que o público quer ver entrega, quer ver variedade no jogo, quer ver combate, quer ver porrada, quer ver você se expor e ao mesmo tempo atacar. Quer ver isso. Eu acho que o público quer ver isso. A performance dela para mim foi básica. O que ela faz sempre.
Yeah, I actually watched the fight live that night. I wasn't impressed. It was what you always see from Kayla. It's just her taking her opponents down, staying on top, heavy top position, strikes from there. In my opinion, this is not what the people want to see. People want to see diversity in mixed martial arts. People want to see you giving all you got in there. People want to see, different types of martial arts. People want to see takedowns, strikes, submission attempts, you name it. So I feel like what we saw that day was pretty average. It was not what the MMA fan wants to see.
Thanks, Larissa. All the best this weekend.
Jamie.
Jaime Barrios from MMA Fan 507. Hola Larissa, saludos de Panamá.
Larissa, aqui do Panamá.
Larissa, you are in the top with 6 points. Gina have -1. She did a very good fight and beat Julia, but you are a fighter that every fight you go ahead. What we will see in Friday?
Larissa, você está com 6 pontos, a Diana com -1, mas fez uma boa luta contra a Julia Budd. O que a gente pode esperar de você esse fim de semana?
Vocês não podem esperar nada menos do que a minha entrega de 100% lá dentro do octógono, independente de qualquer coisa. A gente viu que nessa luta a Gina não bateu peso, ficou acima, a recuperação dela provavelmente foi boa porque não teve todo o sacrifício. Enfim, eu vi a luta, né? E como eu falei, nada foge do meu jogo, nada foge das minhas origens e do que eu vim buscar. Eu vou lá e vou mostrar o trabalho que eu venho trabalhando e venho feito ao longo do ano passado e desse ano.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good fight, but Jenna didn't make weight. She was a lot heavier than Julia Budd that night. Probably, I mean, her bodily recovery. She started at a different point than than Julia herself. For my side, you can expect, you know, what you guys have been seeing on my last fights. It's just me giving everything I have. It's you know, full throttle all the time, and it's more from the work that you've witnessed, you know, over 2021 and 22.
Larissa, at the start of the season, obviously, Kyle Harrison is favorite for a win again this year. At this moment, how you feel are your odds for keep the belt in this season?
Como é que você vê as suas chances em ganhar o cinturão esse ano?
Bom, eu vejo 100% de chance de ganhar esse ano. Ano passado, eu não tive a oportunidade eu não consegui fazer a luta, né? A gente não conseguiu fazer por conta do problema que eu tive. Mas esse ano não tem escapatória. A Kayla me enfrentou em 2019. Eu tinha acabado de voltar de uma série de problemas e consegui levar ela na primeira luta para o terceiro round e na segunda luta para o quinto round. Esse é um ano diferente, é uma Larissa diferente, é uma cabeça diferente, é tudo diferente. Ela vai ter uma surpresa.
I see my chances at 100%. Last year, I just didn't have the chance to compete at that far. I had my personal issues. Not blaming anyone else for that. I fought Kayla in 2019. I was coming off a huge layoff. Still, I took her 3 rounds the first fight and 5 rounds the second. This time around, it's a completely different Larissa. I'm at a different shape physically. I'm in a different mindset, and I'm a lot more experienced.
Thank you, and good luck on Friday.
Conan.
This is Conan from Conan Daily. Just one question for Larissa. You started with PFL in 2019. My question is, and now you are fighting your 8th fight in PFL. My question is, what's the difference between Larissa Pacheco in 2019 and the Larissa Pacheco now in 2022?
Qual a diferença da Larissa de 2019 para a Larissa de 2022?
Bom, a Larissa de 2019 tinha acabado de voltar de uma série de lesões, de 3 anos de lesões, e no meio disso fez 2 lutas. Voltei em 2019, fiz 4 cortes de peso, 4 lutas em 1 ano seguidas, né? Perdi a primeira para Kayla, a última também, mas vocês podem ver no físico era diferente, enfim, o meu aspecto como atleta era totalmente diferente, era a volta de uma pessoa doente, lesionada, e agora uma atleta pró 100% bem, com mais experiência, habilidades todas em dias, treinos todos em dias em todas as áreas. Então, é só olhar as lutas de 2019 e olhar as lutas do ano passado e desse ano. Você vai ver a diferença.
Well, the 2019 Larissa was the return of a person who had been off for multiple years and coming off injuries, still hurt, as a matter of fact, cutting weight and still making it that far with those 4 fights. The 2022 Larissa is an athlete, and she is fully prepared, not skipping a single training session, in great mental shape, in great physical shape too, and ready to fight. The difference is very easily noticeable when looking at my fights from 2019 versus the fights from 2021 and 22.
Okay, great to hear. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Steve.
Hey, Larissa, how are you? Steve D from Extreme Life and MMA UK, and I'm just basically my question is, I mean, you have a tremendous fight history, 16 wins, 4 losses, 2 of them losses coming from Kayla Harrison. If I was Kayla Harrison right now, what would you have to say? If you were to come, I mean, I have a feeling you guys are going to rematch again. So what would you say? How do you predict that fight? What would you say that fight is going to turn out like for you?
Duas perguntas. Você diria para Kayla agora e como é que você vê a luta entre vocês duas na final indo? Como é que você vê essa luta terminando?
Cara, eu vejo várias possibilidades dessa luta. Eu vejo uma finalização, eu vejo um nocaute. Eu sei que ela não aguenta mão dura na cara, eu sei disso. A minha mão tá cada vez mais pesada. O meu desempenho como atleta tá cada vez melhor. Eu não vejo ela com... Eu não vejo ela me ganhando, não consigo visualizar isso. Ela é muito forte, eu não posso negar as habilidades dela como atleta, mas eu acredito que o meu jogo é muito melhor. Eu nunca digo, a luta vai acabar aqui ou aqui. Eu sempre analiso a situação lá dentro e boto para acabar no momento em que eu me sinto confortável. Então, eu só vejo a minha vitória.
Well, I see myself winning, and I could see it in a couple of different ways. I could see a big hand landing and me knocking her out. I could see me submitting her. I know for a fact she doesn't like getting punched in the face, and I can tell you my hand is heavier by the day. I just simply do not see myself losing that fight. I truly feel like I'm a lot more of a complete mixed martial artist than she is.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And good luck.
Thank you.
Any last questions for Larissa before we let her go? All right, awesome. Thank you, Larissa. Appreciate your
you.
time today. Testing. Can you
all
guys
good.
hear me? Awesome. Thank you, Curtis.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Testing. Close it. Sadibou is up next. He will be here in just a minute. If you have questions for Sadibou, please raise your hand. Thank you.
How you doing? What are we doing? Are we sitting? Yeah. Yeah, you sit right there. Cool. You don't need to move up. Huh? Oh.
1 2 1 2 1 2 3 testing 1 2 1 2.
All right, Curtis. Thank you.
Hey, Sadibou, this is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. First question for you. Just want to get your mindset heading into this fight with Rory McDonald. How you feeling? And how pumped are you to get back in there Friday night?
Hey, Curtis, what's the name?
Curtis Calhoun.
Hey, Curtis. I feel amazing. The whole week has been good. Have had an amazing camp, and fight week has been is like I've been just having a nice feeling, a nice vibe the whole week, and I'm really looking forward to this fight.
How important do you feel like it is for you, as you mentioned, to have that positive vibe, especially during a fight week when you have to deal with obviously weight cutting, the media, all that? How important is it for you to just stay positive and enjoy the whole experience?
For me, it's really important because like people get like very obsessed with the result, which is normal. But for me, it's not only about the result; it's about the process. So going through everything and having a good vibe and doing everything that I'm supposed to do and just being able to check each box that, okay, the training has been good, the diet has been good, the brain is where it's supposed to be, everything is where it's supposed to be, the team is here, everybody is on good spirits. Like, that's important for me.
And then last question for me, Rory McDonald, obviously a guy that has a ton of experience in the sport. I guess how much would it mean to you to get that win over a guy like Rory? And what challenges do you feel like you could bring to Rory McDonald that he might have not have faced yet?
Yeah, he's a big name in the sport, and that actually makes it more fun. I always say that the next fight is the most important fight, so it wouldn't matter if it was Rory or anyone else. I would take this as serious as is, but always this is some like a little sweeter to be able to beat a guy like him. And yeah, so with Rory, the thing is like he's experienced. He's not gonna come in and beat himself. He's gonna you have to beat him. You have to put him out and you have to make him doubt. He's not just gonna come in and give you the victory. But I believe that I have the strength, the power, the technique, the speed to handle everything. And I'm actually think that this is gonna be a statement.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it, Sadibou. All the best this weekend too.
Appreciate it.
Hi, it's me, Leandro from Sportcast Plus from Croatia. I have one question for you. You faced Magomed Kerimov and Ray Cooper Jr. Third legend of the PFL and also legend of the sport is Rory McDonald. Which difference between him and previous opponents that you fight? And second question, what do you think? What is your main strength in this fight in comparison with the Rory McDonald? By the way, Rory was phenomenal in last fight. He has early finish with after beautiful takedown.
Hey, yeah, that's great. I thought very good guys. You mentioned Ray Cooper and all those guys are different and they present different threats. But you have to take them all as very, very, very serious. As with Roy, I think that he's very well around. He's not that he doesn't have to fight. He doesn't have to take fights. He can you have to be well-rounded. You cannot just be one opponent, just try to go for takedowns and don't have any stand-up or vice versa. And that's why when it comes to me, I've been working a lot of my game and be able to improve. Of course, I come from a striking background. That's my bread and butter. I've been working a lot on my but I've been working on getting a better weight fighter. I'm not considering myself fighting anymore. I see myself as a Mma Fighter. I'm not afraid to go to the ground. I'm not afraid to go for submissions. So for me, when you ask me where I have the edge in this fight, I believe that I can take it down. I believe that I'm going to be able to have the edge in the future.
Thank you for your answer. Next question, please.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go. Go ahead. From Croatia. All right, let's go to Daniel.
I have technical issues. I have technical issues. I can't hear what he said. But everything is fine. Colleague with next question, please. Next question.
Sadibou, welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
How you liking it here so far?
I haven't been able to see as much as I like to yet, so it's hard to give a fair assessment. But what I can say is the weekend has been amazing.
Sorry, guys. Can you all hear me by chance? Because I can't hear Sadibou.
Me have same problems.
Yeah, I can hear everybody else except for the PFL feed. It's breaking up.
Okay, let me try my next question. So, Sadibou, Rory is just as skilled and dangerous as he's ever been.
We need to restart our internet. Huh?
Sorry, should I proceed with my question?
I think they may be rebooting.
Okay, cool. Y'all can hear me okay?
I can hear you. I can hear everybody else, but I can't hear any of the interviewees at this point. It was fine, and then it went away. Just kind of started breaking up.
Yeah, she said they're doing a quick restart.
That may kick us all out, so we may have to come back in.
We're
A
back.
lot better.
Can we hear? Can we see?
Yes.
Amazing.
All good.
Daniel, please go ahead and kick us off.
Okay.
It's better. It's better now. Which your goal in that fight? In this fight, do you think that you can finish Rory McDonald in first round?
Amazing question. I think that I can. In previous fights, I've gone out looking for the finish, which I wouldn't recommend. So to be honest, for me, I'm always gonna try to end the fight with a spectacular knockout. That's just in me. But the most important thing is to get the hand raised. If there's by a first round knockout, if it's 3-round war, it doesn't matter. Like for me, I'm ready, and I have a couple of aces in my sleeve, and we just have to wait and see.
Thank you.
Daniel.
Sadibou, welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
How you liking it here so far?
I like it. Like the week I came in on Sunday, it's been amazing so far. Everything has gone perfectly. But to be honest, I haven't been able to see as much of the city as I would like to. Gonna actually try to spend some time around the city today. So I like it.
Yeah, is the temperature a bit different than Sweden?
A lot different from Sweden, but I came in from Vegas. I've been doing my camp in Vegas. So, but it's still different because it's more humid out here.
Yeah, you're used to that dry heat. So there's definitely a difference for sure. So listen, man, Rory is just as skilled and dangerous as he's ever been. But a lot of people think that he doesn't have that same hunger or dog he once had. Do you agree with that assessment at all?
Hey, listen, I would never go into a fight thinking that my opponent is something less. I'm ready for the best Rory ever, and that's the guy I'm going to beat.
And we know what Rory wants to do here, man. I mean, he wants to get you down on the ground. He's got vicious ground and pound. His submissions have been on point. How do you feel like you've been leveling up in that department of the game? Yeah, that's probably one of his game plans. I don't think it's going to be desperate about getting the takedown, but at least in the beginning. No, but like I said previously, I've been training hard, and I've been with my team looking at the certain areas that I need to improve on, and I've been improving a lot, I believe, and I feel that I'm more well-rounded than I ever been, and I'm not worried about no part of the game. I'm actually looking forward to some scrambles and wrestling, and you have to get the receipt and see, okay, this is working, this is not working. So I'm looking forward to it. So you're 35, but you're a young 35 for MMA. I mean, it feels like every time we watch you, we see big improvements. Do you feel like you've hit your MMA prime yet? No, I'm like wine. I just get better by age. I like it. Sadibou, I appreciate it, man, and best of luck this weekend. Appreciate you guys.
Conan.
Okay.
Hey, Sadibou. Just two questions. First, could you please tell us about the last time you visited Senegal?
Yeah, so last time I was in Senegal was 2013. I was there for 3 weeks. Yeah, it's a long time ago. I'm hoping to get back there maybe this year or early next year.
All right. You have a really nice fight name, the Swedish Denzel Washington. So aside from MMA, you're also into acting. So I just wanted to ask, what inspired you to pursue not only MMA but also acting?
Yeah, that's correct. There was a name that was actually given to me, and so I've always since childhood been like a kid, enjoying being in the limelight and like like always not taking myself too serious. So it came quite naturally, and so I was in 2 movies, but I wasn't even pursuing it. It just, the opportunities came to me, and it didn't take up so much time from like the main thing, which is my fighting. So I did the 2 movies. That's certainly something that I would like to like look into and do even more afterwards. But like now, there's so much focus on my fighting, so I'm not even I'm not thinking about the movies just yet.
Okay, so maybe after you retire.
But with saying that, do you have any movie that you're casting for? Then I might just rethink. But if not, then we have to do it after.
Okay, wish to see you in action films in the future. Good luck. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thanks, Sadibou. Appreciate you for coming in today. Thank you so much.
All right. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, no worries.
Hello. Hey, what's going on, guys? How's it going? Good, good. Where do you need them? Over here? I'll see. Yeah. You translate? I'll translate. You'll sit in that chair right there. Dr. Tommy introduced me. Okay, so it's very fractions. Okay, so I translate to him without the mic. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make sense.
أنا لما ترجم لي أطلع هون ولا أضل؟
All the camera the whole time. Camera.
All right, Conan, go ahead and start us off, please.
Okay. Hi, Jarrah. This is Conan of Conan Daily. You always mention in your interviews that it is important for you to represent the Arab fighters in MMA. So aside from yourself, could you give us one other Arab fighter that the MMA community should know about?
انت دائما بتحكي بالانترفيوز تبعونك قد ايه بهمك تمثل الوطن العربي. مين برايك فايتر او فايتريه كذا واحد من المنطقه اللي بيقدر يمثل الشرق الاوسط بالبي اف ال؟
انا دائما بحكي هذا الشيء مزبوط صراحه. عندنا كثير مقاتلين بيقدروا يمثلوا الوطن العربي ومستواهم كثير عالي. هم بالاخر عندهم كلهم نفس الرساله، احنا مقاتلين عرب صراحه بدنا نثبت انه احنا بنقدر ننافس على هذا المستوى. في اكثر من واحد، ما بدي انسى حدا، بس في كثير ناس بتستاهل تكون هون.
There's a lot of fighters in the Middle East who are very capable of representing the region on the biggest stages. We all have the same message, that is that we are here, we've been here for a while, and now it's our time to prove our worth. At the risk of upsetting anyone or not, or forgetting someone, I don't want to mention any specific names, but know that there are many out there.
All right. So you fought in Brave Combat Federation for what, 7 years, 6 years? You were a champion there. Now that you are in PFL, you are relatively new. So is there a pressure to, kind of prove yourself to the new promotion?
انت لعبت 6 سنين مع بريف وكنت بطل ببريف. هلا من وقت ما صرت مع البي اف ال بتحس انه في عليك ضغط انه تثبت حالك هون بالمنظمه؟
مش ضغط صراحه، بحس بالمسؤوليه كونه انا بطل بريف، كونه انا بمثل بصراحه الشرق الاوسط، بحس بالمسؤوليه ولازم احقق نتيجه كثير منيحه. والحمد لله عملت اول فايتين وكانت النتائج ممتازه. إن شاء الله هذا الدورة حاعمل مفاجأة كثير كبيرة.
I don't necessarily feel pressure, but I do feel a responsibility and I feel a responsibility to represent here on the biggest stage. I've been with the PFL now for 2 fights, and I've managed to win both, and hopefully that'll continue, and I'll have a major surprise for everyone once I hopefully win the $1 million.
Okay, last question from me. You probably explained this already, but I'll ask it anyway. Could you please tell us about the decision to move from Brave CF to PFL?
احكي لنا شوي عن قرارك انك تنتقل من بريف الى البي اف ال.
انا كنت بطل بريف، وبصراحه بريف اكثر ناس اللي عم بتشاهدها اللي هو الشرق الاوسط. حبيت صراحه انتقل لمنظمه كثير كبيره، منظمه عالميه مخلي كل الناس تشوف انه في مستوى في الوطن العربي، وكل الناس تعرف انه في ناس تطلع من الشرق الاوسط ويقدروا ينافسوا. يعني البي اف ال هي احسن فرصه انه الواحد يمثل فيها الشرق الاوسط صراحه، وخلي كل الناس تطلع على هاي الجهه. فمنظمه كبيره مثل البي اف ال كانت احسن فرصه.
So yes, my time with Brave was great. I was a champ there, but Brave's main audience is the Middle Eastern market. And after having fought there for so many years and fought off all contenders, I felt like it was time to move on to the PFL to represent the Middle East on the biggest stage and to turn everyone's attention to fighters from the Middle East through success in the PFL.
Okay, thank you, Jarrah. Congratulations on making the Arab MMA community proud. Thank you.
مبروك انك واجهت العالم على الفنون القتاليه المختلطه بالشرق الاوسط.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Daniel, please.
Jarrah, welcome to Atlanta.
اهلا بك باتلانتا.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How you liking it here so far?
كيف حبيت اتلانتا لهلا؟
كل شيء ممتاز، بلد كثير حلوه، وصار لي 10 ايام هون، فكان كل شيء ممتاز.
It's really nice. I've been here now for 10 days, and so far it's been an amazing experience.
So there's been a lot of talent emerging from the Middle East. I mean, obviously, Belal Muhammad, Munir Lazez, a lot of people making big names for themselves. How important is it for you to represent this upcoming talent?
كان كثير اسامي من الشرق الاوسط مثل بلال محمد ومنير لزاز بلشوا يمثلوا الشرق الاوسط بطريقه كبيره. قد ايه بهمك انه انت تمثل كمان الشرق الاوسط بالبي اف ال؟
طبعا هو بالاخر احنا كلنا نفس الرساله، يعني في كثير ابطال حكيت عرب بيقدروا يمثلوا الشرق الاوسط، فهي مسؤوليتنا الصراحه. احنا نبين انه احنا بنقدر ننافس كل العالم. الحمد لله كل الابطال العرب عم بحققوا نتائج ممتازه، ومهم كثير إلي بصراحه كمان انه امثل الشرق الاوسط احسن تمثيل بالبي اف ال.
I'm extremely proud of the guys. Not only are they representing on the biggest stage, but they're also getting some major wins. And on my part, I'm very proud to be able to represent on this stage and hopefully keep succeeding with the PFL.
Listen, Jarrah, a lot of people criticized you for your last fight against Tbow. They said it wasn't your best performance, but we all know Tbow is a true vet of the sport. So what kind of takeaways did you take from that fight?
في كثير عالم حكوا بعد الفايت مع تيباو انه هاي ما كانت احسن او ما كان احسن جراح اللي شفناه. شو رايك باللي عم بيحكوا؟ ونحن بنعرف انه تيباو خصم اوقات بيقدر يكون زنخ او صعب الواحد يلعب معه. فايش الاشياء اللي انت تعلمتها من الفايت؟
اكيد تعلمت كثير اشياء من هاي الفايت. الحمد لله انا اخذت الفايت بطريقه استراتيجيه اكثر. حاولت اطلع من اول فايت بدون ولا اصابه، وحاولت اعمل فوز باحسن طريق ممكن انا اختاره. تعلمت كثير من هذا الفايت، وان شاء الله هذا الفايت راح استفيد من الاشياء اللي تعلمتها واحقق الفوز واتاهل لنص النهائي ان شاء الله.
I learned a lot from that fight. Tbow is a very difficult opponent. He's a veteran of the sport. I knew going in there that I had to fight in a very smart way and to also preserve my body because my second fight would be less than 8 weeks later. So I won in the way that would guarantee me that I'd be able to perform at 100% for this fight on Friday. I learned so much from the fight with Tbow that I think I'm going to be able to implement with my fight with Mma this Friday as well. So it's been a great experience.
So you're taking on an undefeated Russian, and you're actually the underdog in this fight. How do you think you guys match up?
رح تلعب مع لاعب روسي ما عنده ولا خساره، وفي كثير عالم عم بيقولوا انه هو مفروض يفوز. كيف نفسيتك وانت فايت على هاي الفايت؟
اكثر شيء بخليني متحمس وخليني استمتع بالفايت لما كل الناس تفكر انه انا راح اخسر بهذا الفايت، ولما العب مع حدا ما عنده ولا خساره. كثير فايتات كانت مع حدا ما عنده ولا خساره وانا حطيت له اول خساره على الريكورد، وكثير لعبت فايتات كان متوقع اني اخسر وانا فزت بالفايت.
This really excites me because it's happened a few times where I fought against opponents where I was the underdog, and in many cases where the opponent was undefeated, or even where the opponent was an undefeated Russian. So I'm looking forward to being the underdog and to prove all the doubters wrong and to put my best step forward.
Jarrah, I appreciate it, man, and best of luck this weekend.
شكرا لك جراح وكل التوفيق.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mills.
Jarrah, assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Alaikum assalam.
Yeah. MMA Locker Room here, part of Puff Sports Radio. Been a big fan of yours coming up. Every single fight you go in there, you come in there with something to prove, an explosive game plan, 5-fight win streak. Out of your 18 wins, you have 13 finishes. Take me into the locker room when you walk out into that octagon cage. Like, are you ready to put on a show? Are you looking for a quick finish? Or are you just trying to go to a 3-round war?
انت لما عم تكون بتجهز ورا الكواليس قبل الفايت، شو بتكون انت عم بتفكر انك بدك تطلع وتخلص المباراه، ولا بدك تطلع وتلعب بطريقه استراتيجي؟ شو بكون افكارك؟
كل لاعب انا بصير مباراتي معه بحضر وبدرسه كثير منيح. كل لاعب عنده اخطاء جوا الكيج، بحاول استفيد من هاي الاخطاء، فانا بضل الف بالفايت وبضل ادرس لحد ما يخطا هذا الخطا، بكون محضر له مفاجاه.
I study all of my opponents really, really well. And this one's no different. But with every fight, what I do is I go in, I don't plan anything specific backstage just before I make the walk, but I try and study my opponent for the first few minutes or the first round and try and download the information, find the weakness, and then try and exploit it as much as I can right after that.
Got you. And going into this one, I mean, you're facing an undefeated opponent. You know, there's no formula for a game plan to beat them. But I actually think you're the dark horse in this division, and I think you're going to be getting that $1 million in the belt. How do you feel?
مع انه انت رح تلعب مع لاعب روسي وما عنده ولا خساره، الصحفي بيقول انه هو بتوقعاته انه انت رح تفوز الدوري كله. شو رايك انت؟
بصراحة أنا حضرت كثير منيح لهذا الدوري. لسه عندي أحسن من هيك. أنا عملت 2 فايت والحمد لله فزتهم، كانت نتائج ممتازة، بس أنا بعرف من جوا عندي أكثر من هيك بكثير. في أسامي كثير كبيرة بهذا الدوري، أنا درست كل حدا، بقدر أفوز على كل حدا. هاي السنة رح أعمل مفاجأة كثير كبيرة.
The competition is pretty tough in the PFL. There are no easy matchups. So far, I've managed to show a part of what I can do. I've won 2 fights, one by knockout, one by decision, but there's still a lot of things I haven't shown and a lot of tricks up my sleeve that I'm looking forward to show moving forward. And I think I can finish this year as PFL champion.
Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair.
Thank you. Shukran.
All right. Thanks, Jarrah. Appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a thing. Yeah. Can you see here?
Yeah, you were with us when we lost all the internet.
Yeah, it happens, All right, guys, we got Kaitlyn Young.
Oh man.
Raise your questions if you, raise your hands if you have questions.
That's for sure.
Daniel, please start us off. Thank you.
Kaitlyn, welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
How you liking it so far?
It's nice, it's nice and hot. You don't pull anything working out, so can't complain about that.
So yesterday you actually went to my gym, Team Octopus Sandy Springs. Did you have a good time?
I did have a good time. I didn't know that was your gym. That's cool. I fought Martina Kroll back in 2018. So when I came down here, there's workout space here, which is great, but it's nice to go to a local gym if you got the choice, right?
Is it cool to see the big things she's been doing lately?
Absolutely. I'm excited for her. Like, she has such a a good fighter spirit about her. So it's awesome. It's fun to watch her teach a little bit too.
So you're taking this fight on short notice. I mean, was it one of those situations where you just jumped on the opportunity with zero hesitation?
100%. I knew that if I got this fight, it was going to be on less than 2 weeks notice. I knew if it happened, because of stuff that has happened in the past, that this is exactly how it would go down. And I was queued up to be an alternate. I was on the last card and then this one. So I've been in shape and nothing to it but to do it.
I mean, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. You could literally change your whole life with a victory here. What does this fight mean to you?
I don't think I wouldn't say that, actually. It's just a fight. But it is a fight I've wanted for a long time.
Why is that?
Because it almost happened a couple of years ago and didn't.
Okay, but is there like something you see in the matchup that you feel like you can really capitalize on?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You want to reveal anything?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Kaitlyn. Best of luck this weekend and welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Any more questions for Kaitlyn?
I have one.
Let's go right ahead.
You go as a replacement on short notice. How do you feel before fight? How your weight cut going? It's I think it's the tougher thing when you go like a replacement opponent.
Yeah, it certainly can be, right? It takes a lot of self-discipline to push yourself hard in training when you don't have a face and a name, But 155 is pretty easy for me to make if I'm in fight shape. So that wasn't a big deal. And, like I said, especially with this being the second set of fights, everybody just fought 8 weeks ago. The likelihood of somebody getting hurt was pretty good. If 10 people fight, the likelihood of one of them having some kind of injury they're trying to train around and they're going to try to see if they can make it happen is pretty good. So I had an idea that I'd likely be in.
Thank you for answer and good luck in fight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Mills, please.
Hey, how's it going, Kaitlyn?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I just want to say I love the sweater. I love the colors.
Thank you.
Now, I'm just rolling with the little trend and something that we're seeing this year. We're seeing a lot of big underdogs coming through and, surprising a lot of people, International Fight Week going on this week. I mean, should we be out there going to our bookies and putting some money on it, or should we just sit back and, see what happens?
It would probably, for what you could make on it, I don't think it would be a bad idea.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I always look at it like this. I mean, it's a fight. You never know what can happen. And, right now, everybody's looking at Kayla Harrison like the most dominating women fighter of all time. I actually believe, she's in that category as well. But, every dog has its day. So, hey, who knows, man? Let's go out there and see what we can do this week. And we'll be rooting for you here at Pup Sports.
Well, thank you. Yeah, there are a lot of things that go into a fight. And sometimes it's more than just that record on paper, what they've done in other sports.
Conan, please.
Hey, Kaitlyn, just one question. You've been fighting professional since 2007. So as a veteran, what would be your advice to young fighters who want to start their career in MMA but are not sure or scared?
Man, there are so many things I would like to tell young fighters. First of all, if you feel like you want to fight, do it at least once. Try it, see if you like it. And then also, like, always make sure the people around you care about you. I think that's more important than how much experience they might have if they were a champion themselves, anything like that. People that are going to truly have your best interest at heart, and you can feel it when people don't. Stay away from that and don't let your loyalty hurt you.
Thank you. That's very specific. And good luck.
Thank you. All right, sweet.
Thanks, good.
All right, guys, we have Olena in the elevator, so she will be here in about 90 seconds, I'm hoping. So if you have questions for Olena, please go ahead and raise your hands.
Okay.
Conan, start us off with Olena, please.
Hey, Olena, congratulations on your first PFL win last month. Tell us how did you celebrate that win?
It's a good question. Honestly, there is no too much time for celebration because this is a tournament. It wasn't like a regular fight. So it's like going up on the step, on the stairs to your goal. So it was only the beginning, the first step. So there is no time celebration. So as soon as I won last fight, thanks God and all my team for this. Yeah, actually, I'm a little bit celebrate. I took my close friend, she fighter in Invicta Promotions, Sirena Jesus. I took her and I make my small dream true. I saw Universal Studio first time in my life, This was my small celebration, but it was like a week after the fight. And after this, I come back in the gym and rewatch my fight and try to, with my coach, Dennis Davis, try to fix all mistakes which I made in the fight before.
That sounds like a good celebration. Yeah. Yes, you mentioned Invicta. So before your win last month, you had 2 losses in Invicta and 2 losses in PFL. What did you learn from those losses, and how did you bounce back?
I learned the good lessons. You nothing without good team and people who truly believe in you. So I'm lucky now, and all my winnings only because God helped me surround myself great people, and God give me opportunity to find in a good tournament PFL, give me the second chance, So I'm happy about it. And the main lessons, you're nothing without good team and people who truly believe in your goal as you are.
That will be my last question. Please tell us about your team, the people that are helping you train for your next fight.
So my team is, now I'm training in Extreme Couture gym. It's a huge gym with a lot of people inside. My head coach is Dennis Davis. It's a great coach, really smart, really tricky. And it's all training with him. I learn something new, and like I cannot stop of learning something new. And every time when I visit his class, I remember the proverb, I know one thing, I don't know nothing. So it's great. Besides my coach of MMA, in the gym, I can see every day such legend K1 as Ray Sefo, which give me a huge inspiration because I grew up on K1 fights in Japan. So it's great motivation for all of us to watch real legend in action who still kicks ass even on his retirement for the young UFC guys with no names. So yeah, besides I visit Muay Thai gym too for make my striking better for this fight, to make my knee, my kicks more sharp. So huge thanks to my Muay Thai coaches and all my sparring partners and my friends who support me. As I told you, without right people you're nothing. And without, of course, believe in God.
Okay, you look happy and energetic. Hope to see that in your next fight, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, it's okay. One second, please. Hi, it's me, Leandro from Sportcast Plus from Croatia. How do you feel before match? It's everything going well for you? Weight cut first. It's the toughest thing in that sport.
If you wanna total truth, so 1 pound left. So everything is great. And I'm totally focused, as I told the interview before, like no relax, only like small relaxing of mind and make my small dream from childhood true, to see Universal Studio and Warner Brothers Studio, but totally focus on the next goal and next opponent. I'm excited to be in PFL. I love my job. I love people here, and thanks God for everything.
You mentioned striking department of MMA. You faced opponent who is shorter than you. It's your plan that fighting behind the jab, because jab is one of the biggest weapons in today's MMA. You look fighters all around the world who are world class in Bellator, in UFC, or in PFL. They have they all have good jabs and fighting behind the jab. It's that your plan in the next fight?
I wouldn't say nothing.
To maximize that reach.
You know, it's a good plan. Thank you for advice. I wouldn't say nothing. I better show my my right hand, how it look like, a little bit sharp. So my plan is to make audience excited and to keep people eyes on my fight, because I don't like boring fights. I like to people enjoying who comes to see fight, or who will see in their home on TV. So of course, my main goal, like in my main base, it's a striking, but from fight to fight, I would like to impress people more and show that I'm not boxer or kickboxer anymore. Now I'm MMA fighter. So I work on my skills. Besides striking, I work a lot of my jiu-jitsu, wrestling. So I hope you will enjoy upcoming fight.
I hope so. And Vanessa Miller, it's probably one of the biggest names that you fight in your career. She has 20 fights in her career, a couple of them in UFC. She will be your best win if you left the octagon with hand raised?
My opinion, all my opponents which I fight, none of them was easy. So I fight with Felicia Spencer, who fought for UFC title. I fight with Invicta champion, now Bellator fighter Pam Saunderson. I fight with Larissa Pacheco, finalist of PFL. None of these girls was easy, and I think they have a huge names too. So respect for them.
I know, but I think that will be your win, the biggest win.
So my point is next one. We will see. I wouldn't say it will be my biggest win in my career. Hope so, but I'm sure, like, it's just one more step to the main fights in my career. Are you still with us?
Yes, someone muted me. Who was your biggest inspiration in MMA? Who inspired you? who inspired you to become MMA fighter?
Money inspired me to become an MMA fighter. I was
Okay.
long time, so I have not small career in amateur boxing national team, Muay Thai team, and to be amateur and to be pro is a huge difference. And in 2015, I was sparring partner from the Rosie as a boxer. So, and when I saw how much money girls have in MMA, I decided why not to try. I wouldn't say it was easy way because I need to totally change myself, change my mentality, to change my style to become a MMA fighter. But from fight to fight, I think I learned something new. So the biggest motivation I wouldn't hide was money at first. But now the main goal is to be the champion, because what's the most important one we left after we die. I want to inspire next generation, not only Ukrainian girls or boys, just next generation of MMA fighters. This is the main goal, to be a champion.
Beautiful. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Daniel.
You're welcome.
Olena, welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
How you liking it here so far?
Well, honestly, not bad, not bad. Huge difference between Las Vegas. A lot of greens remind me my hometown. So a lot of trees around, and I'm already was in aquarium. I saw some sharks, which make me a lot of inspiration. So honestly, most of time in aquarium, I think about to fry this fish, but it was good. It was good. I'm walking around. People call Atlanta like a small New York. Honestly, yeah, there is something similar with New York, so it's not bad. I like it.
You said there's something similar between Atlanta and your hometown as well?
Yeah, I mean, trees around, a lot of greens, a lot of parks. So similar with my home.
Olena, how important is it for you to be one of the only fighters in the PFL representing the Ukraine?
It's a little bit pressure and a lot of responsibility to represent my country. But in another case, I'm happy. I'm happy for opportunity to show and to tell everyone, to the whole world, about my people and about Ukraine.
Ukrainian fighters have a reputation of fighting with a lot of spirit. I mean, you look at Marina Moroz, you look at Nikita Krylov. I mean, they all come out here and they've been putting on some serious shows. Is it exciting to represent that next generation of Ukrainian fighters?
I better put in your list some other names.
Okay, let's
I
hear.
better put some Yaroslav Amosov, Bellator champion. This is a real deal inspiration of Ukrainian spirit. So if you're talking about who inspired me from Ukraine in MMA, it's Yaroslav Amosov, my friend from Kiev, who now come back to preparation now. So I hope we all will see him in the cage again.
Yeah,
this is a representation of Ukraine. Definitely him first, then me, maybe.
He's a pretty amazing fighter, and that's great what he's doing. I'm glad you brought him up. So obviously you're taking on Vanessa Miller, and she's a UFC vet. I mean, this is one of the biggest names you fought. I know you've been in there with a former title challenger like Felicia Spencer. So honestly, like, do you feel like you're more than ready for this opportunity, being that you've been in there with a lot of big names before?
I don't know why you put to be in UFC and to be a UFC champion in the same level, honestly. Like, you can be in PFL and to be a PFL champion, for my opinions, it's a huge, big difference, you know? So for me, it's just one more stairs, one more step. That's it. One more person who I need to win.
Awesome. Well, Olena, best of luck. Welcome to Atlanta, and look forward to your fight Friday.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions for Olena before we let her go? All right, Olena, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
I go hotel home. Oh my God. I feel myself stop.
Yeah, we'll just go over here to a couple questions and then you're done for the day. Guys, we got Rory on the way. He should be here in about a minute. If you have questions for Rory, please raise your hand. Yeah, a little bit.
So much. It works for sure. Every time my toddler goes like
I was gonna say sickness back home.
it's puking.
Oh.
Just that's the house. I'll try to upload these to you, but I don't know. We got good there.
Are you going there tonight?
I'll probably go tonight if we don't get far enough, but we're gonna back up our whole room. So we'll just go now. 'Cause you need that upload tonight. Yeah. I'll just go over there if I need to. It's fucking annoying.
Like we pay
Do you know how much
for how much do we pay for an haircut? Is it
But it's not.
a ridiculous amount of
It's
money?
ridiculous.
Yeah, and we can't even use it.
It's been okay. That wireless PFL is like.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially the Filipinos are like correct. I've been really good staying away from that stuff, but I was like, oh, you see Spark? Doesn't have Spark reserve?
I guess not. Okay, Daniel, start us off with Rory, please.
Rory, welcome back to Atlanta.
Thank you.
Is it good to be back here, man, in a place where, I mean, we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of your fight with Che Mills, which was one of your most destructive performances ever. It's literally been slightly over 10 years. Is it good to be back here?
Yeah, I got good memories fighting here last time, so looking to keep the momentum going.
Is there a bit of deja vu? Because last time you fought here, it was against a European kickboxer. Now you come back, and again, it's against a European kickboxer. Does that kind of bring back even more memories?
Never thought of it, to be honest, but I guess I'll go out there looking to do the exact same thing as last time.
So you've literally been in there with all the biggest names of this sport. So how do you stay motivated when now you got these less established guys, but they're just as hungry and they want to make a name off you?
Well, I'm looking to be the PFL champion. That's a goal that I'm setting out for. So whoever it is along the way, if they've made a name for themselves or not, every fight for me is a title fight. So I'm going out there with that attitude, and that's what motivates me.
Awesome. Well, Rory, it's great to have you back in Atlanta. Best of luck Friday, and I look forward to this fight.
Thanks.
Salvador.
Hey, Rory. We've seen fighters speak on getting nervous prior to fighting, and this has come from guys like Cowboy Cerrone, who's fought for a very long time. So for you, is this something you find happens prior to entering the cage, given all of your experience?
Yeah, you get the nerves, but they're good nerves. I don't necessarily get like fearful, but I have the natural nerves that well up inside you, those butterflies, you know, that you're about to do something dangerous. But I thrive on that. I enjoy those feelings. You know, it's something that I expect to be there every single time.
And this is the quickest turnaround you've had under the PFL banner. How are you feeling with having back-to-back camps so close to each other?
It's going great. I just kept the momentum going, kept my focus. You know, my focus is pointed at the championship. So you got to have endurance to get through this tournament and the season rather. So, you know, I've hardened my mind, focused my mind on getting to that point. So things have been going great.
Awesome. Good luck on Friday.
Thanks.
Conan.
Hey, Rory. First, could you please reveal to us what you eat during cheat days, or what are your cheat meals?
I like pasta, pizza, things like that.
Okay. What do you usually do one night before or one day before fight night?
The night before, just eating my good food after weigh-ins, and talking to my team, my coaches, and just getting my mind right for the fight tomorrow.
All right, just one more question. When you're not fighting or preparing for a fight or not training, what usually keeps you busy?
I'm pretty much training all the time. Outside of training, I spend all my time with my family, my kids, my wife, and that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you and good luck, Rory.
Thanks.
Danny. Segura. All right, Danny, we'll come back to you. Mills.
Hey, how's it going, Rory? It's MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask you something. So it seems like the goal is always just to win, you know, but out of your last 2 or 3 fights, you know, some didn't go your way and went the other way by the judge's decision. It seems like you didn't waste no time, though. You got out there and got that first round submission. Did something change after your last 3 fights, the way that they went, or are you still going out there with the same game plan?
Well, I trained all my training up. I moved to Austin. I moved my training to Austin, and I feel like that's reinvented my mindset, my approach, and it's just got me in the best shape, best mind frame that I've ever been in. So I feel like the style, the techniques that I've been working on just drive me to go for the finish. And, you know, whether that be in the first round or the last, you know, I'm looking to put these guys away.
Got you. And then, I do have time. I got a good MMA dad joke for you. You got time for one?
Go for it.
All right. Why did the black belt get arrested?
I don't know. Tell me.
Because he held up a pair of pants.
Nice.
No, I just wanted to get you laughing, man. That was it, man. Every single time you're on here, you're always so serious. I just wanted to get a laugh from Rory McDonald. That was it, and I got one, man. Appreciate you. Can't wait to see you go out there this Friday.
All right. Thanks, man.
Danny, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Hey, Rory, so you were saying you moved your training camp to Austin?
Yeah.
For how long have you been doing that? For this season?
I started going there in February.
Okay. And who are you training with out there?
John Donahue at New Wave and Tim Kennedy and his group of guys.
Nice. And how'd you make the connection? How'd you decide to go over there?
Well, I just felt like, even like before COVID hit, you know, that I should go check out what Tim's doing in Austin. I had messaged him to connect and start training, but COVID kind of blocked travel for a while. And then I was in Florida because I had made established a relationship with Henry Hooft and the guys there. So I moved to Florida for the first season at PFL because I knew I could train there in freedom. And then after the first season, I felt like it was time, now that the border was open, to go check out what was going on in Texas. And I just fell in love with it. Just felt like that was where I needed to be. And the more I kept going and going, I just kept getting better, seeing improvements, and it's just been the best thing for me.
Yeah, and I know your first season under PFL didn't go as you wanted. But what are some of the lessons that you take away from that first run that you've been applying on the second season?
Yeah, so I think addressing my fitness, my diet, and you know, just working more on my jiu-jitsu, I think were some key takeaways. And I've seen a lot of improvements in those areas.
Yeah, and you got a first round finish. Is it almost relieving in a way, knowing that like you got 6 points in the bag, and this time around, you know, I mean, you're obviously looking for the win, but you almost got a spot secured.
Yeah, I mean, having 6 points, you don't feel really the pressure as much as a guy who's 0 or, you know, Ray's at -1. Got a little bit more pressure behind you, but just going in there looking to do the same thing to every one of these guys. Not focus too much on the points, but that's easier now that I'm at the top of the leaderboard to say, you know.
Yeah. Thank you, Rory.
Thanks.
Sportscast, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Rory, it's pleasure to, I have big pleasure to have a chance to talk with you. You're a legend of the sport. What do you think, what's your advantages in this fight?
I think I could beat this guy everywhere, so I feel confident in any position. I do feel that, you know, just, you know, having a wide range of skills is dangerous against guys, because I don't think they're gonna have to guess what's coming next, and I think that's where I'm strongest.
Okay, and one question which is not connected with your fight. Obviously, you watched UFC last weekend. What can you say about the new generation who is coming to town, especially in welterweight division? You have Sean Brady, you have Shavkat Rakhmonov, Hamza Chimaev, and also Kevin Holland is front of the door of the top 15. What can you say about next generation in welterweight division in UFC?
Yeah, it's great to see so many great welterweights rising. You know, new names coming up to the ranks. Welterweight never seems to die out, though. There's always fresh blood. It seems like that new and exciting guys, you know, are always coming up. It seems it's never a boring division. So it's nice to see these new guys coming in and mixing it up.
You mentioned you worked with John Donahue. Can you said something more about him? Because I talk with my friends who love MMA and also Jiu-Jitsu. They mentioned me the John Donahue as a great guy and one of the biggest philosophers in the game. What you can said about John Donahue and how good to cooperate with him for a long time.
Yeah, it's a huge blessing for me to work with John. I think he is just an amazing coach. He has a great ability to pinpoint what I need to work on and help me realize how to focus in on that and chase after it so that I could be the best version of myself. So he's a crucial part of my success and my advancement in the sport.
Thank you for your time. Please next.
Jamie, go ahead.
Hi, Rory. Jaime Barrios from MMA Fan 507. Rory, in July 2015, you was part for, in my opinion, what is in the biggest welterweight fight in MMA versus Robbie Lawler. That was an iconic fight. In this weekend, both of you are fighting again. What memories you have about that big fight?
Yeah, that fight was the biggest fight of my career. It established my name in the sport. And yeah, it was, you know, people still to this day bring it up, and I constantly see the highlights of that fight still to this day pop up. So it's been a great journey since that fight, and yeah, it's pretty interesting that we're fighting both on the same weekend.
Okay, thank you and good luck, Rory.
Thanks. All right. Thank you, guys.
Get ready for the SB. What up?
Long time no see.
Daniel, kick us off.
Kayla, welcome to Atlanta.
Hi, Atlanta.
That's right. How you liking it here so far?
Big fan. My judo coach, Jimmy Pedro, won his first Olympic medal here in '96. So I went over to Centennial Park, checked it out. Still trying to find his name somewhere, but yeah, big fan. I went and walked around, talked to some locals, so I'm enjoying it.
I'm glad you brought up the Olympics because I was going to ask you, like, obviously Atlanta has such a rich history of combat sports. Not just some of the best fights of all time have happened here, but the Olympics. So is it nice to fight in a place where combat sports is so well respected and appreciated?
Yeah, of course. I think, you always want to go where you're appreciated. So the more fight fans, the more fans that are here, the better it feels and the more welcomed you feel. And Atlanta has a deep history, period, but to have such a deep culture, like combat history, is exciting.
So Kayla, people love to criticize you, and they like to say stuff like, oh, Kayla's taking the easy path and this and that, but they don't see the work that goes into it. So let me ask you this. If it was so easy, how come no one else is doing it?
I mean, I think you just answered the question for me. Yeah, there's always going to be negativity. There's always going to be doubters, naysayers, just people who are, got a lot of hate in their heart or sad or whatever, but I don't listen to any of that. I'm excited to be where I am. I love what I do. My goal is to be a light in this world and to spread positivity and joy, because I get real joy out of doing what I do. So, I wish all of those people who like to hate on me the best, because they're probably going through something. So I'm sending them good vibes.
That's very empathetic of you. So listen, Kaitlyn's been in there with a lot of big names. I mean, she knocked out Miesha Tate back in the day. Like, does she bring anything to the table you haven't seen before?
I mean, I think she's just a veteran of the sport. She's tough. She's gritty. She's composed. And I'm looking forward to sharing the cage with her. She's a pioneer of the sport. She's like I said, she's a veteran, and I have a lot of respect for her, and we're going to put on a hell of a show.
So Steve had to leave, but he wanted me to ask a question for him. He wanted to know, who do you see as the biggest challenge in this year's tournament?
Probably Pacheco.
And lastly, I got a personal question. So obviously you're a very well-respected black belt. I recently got promoted a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. What kind of advice would you give? Thank you. What kind of advice would you give me to one day be a black belt like you?
Black belt is a white belt who never quit.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kayla. Welcome to Atlanta, and look forward to your fight.
Thank you.
Josan. All right, Josan, we'll come back to you. Curtis.
Hey, Kayla, this is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. Good to talk to you again. First question for you. You were recently nominated for a 2022 ESPY Award. How great does that feel, and how much does that mean to you?
I mean, it feels amazing. I was definitely shocked when I got the news, and then excited, and then nervous, and then humbled, and then grateful. I think that above all, I'm grateful and I'm humbled. It's big shoes to fill. I'm amongst the greatest fighters, and I feel like I'm standing on top of all of the female fighters who've come before me. I'm standing on their shoulders, and they made this possible, and I'm honored to represent all of women's MMA. And I hope that somewhere a little girl is watching, and she's going to stand on my shoulders someday and do even bigger and better than I'm doing. So I'm humbled and I'm excited. Absolutely. And last question for me. Actually, just want to give you the chance to promote your foundation a little bit. Tell us what you got coming up with that. And for those that may not know a lot about it, feel free to talk a little bit about it. Look at you guys listening to my positive and constructive criticism and changing. I'm so proud of you. So the Fearless Foundation is my third child. It's for survivors of sexual abuse. I have a book out. It's called Fighting Back. And I encourage everyone who wants to help end this epidemic to go pick up a copy and read it, and then give it to a friend. All of the proceeds go to the foundation. I have shirts at Fuji Sports that are all the proceeds go to the foundation. The PFL just dropped a shirt, I believe, a Kayla Harrison tee, where all of the proceeds are going to go to the foundation. We have some auctions coming up. I have one-of-a-kind Polaroids that I'm going to be signing from different moments in my journey that we're going to be auctioning off, that all the proceeds are going to go to the foundation. So we're starting to get a lot of traction and get a lot of money to really try and change the stats. 1 in 6 boys and 1 in 4 girls will be sexually assaulted or abused before the age of 18. And I was one of them. And I want to make that number a lot smaller. So it starts with education. I want to get my book to all of the health classes in America and then the world. And it also starts with mastery. I have a ton of ideas, but let's just start with the education piece first. So I encourage you to go check it out, fearlessfoundation.org. There'll be a lot of stuff coming soon. Support if you can. I would really appreciate it.
Thanks, Kayla. All the best.
Actually, my birthday is July 2nd. And if everyone could go buy a Fearless Foundation t-shirt from either the PFL or Fuji Sports, or buy a book and give it to someone, that would be the best birthday present anyone could ever give me.
Conan.
Conan of Conan Daily. Kayla, just one question. I asked the same question to Larissa earlier. You've been fighting in PFL since 2018. Now you're fighting your 13th PFL fight. What's the difference between Kayla Harrison in 2018 and Kayla Harrison now in 2022?
I mean, I think I'm just a much more evolved fighter. I think I'm a much more evolved person. Time and wisdom will do that to you. I think that every day I get a little bit better, and I'm still just scratching the surface. So I'm excited to continue to go out there and put on great fights, to showcase my skills, and to keep climbing the mountain.
I'm happy that you're doing, many inspiring things aside from MMA. I wonder how, or what do you do to relax?
I mean, I have a hyperbaric chamber that was given to me by Oxy Health. So I get in there to recover and relax sometimes, take a little nap. That's pretty much it right now. I have chickens too. Those are fun.
Okay, just one more question. Do you think Kaitlyn is an easier opponent than Marina?
Than Marina? I take all of my opponents seriously. I don't really compare one to the other. Everyone's tough until you beat them. So my job is to go out there. It's to instill my will. It doesn't matter who's across the cage from me. I have 15 minutes to go out there and do my job.
All right. Thanks, champ. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Salvador.
Hi, Kayla. You recently said that you do this to reach the top of the mountain, and I'm just curious what you could consider the top of the mountain, considering some would say you're already there.
Oh, thank you. It's really personal, and it's not something that I can necessarily define right now. It's a never-ending journey. Life is a never-ending journey to the top of the mountain. I think that maybe I should start changing it. Like, when you say the top of a mountain, everyone thinks that means there's going to be a peak or a moment where you're like, okay, I'm done. And when I was a kid, I used to think that. I used to think, I'll be happy when I win the Olympics. I'll be happy when I win it again. I'll be happy when I'm a millionaire. I'll be happy when I'm married. I'll be happy when I have kids. I'll be happy when. But that's a false story that we tell ourselves. Happy is now. Happy is present. Happy is a choice. And I don't necessarily chase a thing anymore. I'm chasing the best possible version of me. It's me against me. And every day I want to be a little bit better. So when I say top of the mountain, I guess I just mean my truest, highest, most evolved, best self.
And your opponent coming into this bout is taking it on short notice. With this year having all these big underdog upsets, is there a different feeling to the fight, knowing, or given most would assume you're underestimating someone coming in on short notice?
Well, people shouldn't assume anything about me because I don't underestimate anyone.
Awesome. Congratulations on your SB and good luck on Friday.
Thank you so much.
Danny. Segura.
Yes. Yes.
Danny, hola.
Hey, Kayla, how are you? ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Bien, bien. ¿Me extrañas?
Oh, I don't know. He lost me.
That means you miss me, but I'm sure you do. So I'll just go
I
to the
do. I miss you so much.
So, were you upset? Were you bummed when Julia Budd had to pull out of the fight?
Yes, obviously. I think, the competitor in me wanted to face a former Strikeforce champ, a former Bellator champ, someone with her accolades. I want to test myself. I think everyone was pretty more excited for that fight than they've been for any of my fights, I guess, any of my opponents, I guess, in a while. So yeah, I was looking forward to it. But I wish her a speedy recovery. I hope she's okay. And, that she heals up quickly.
And you had posted something on Twitter, something like, hey, this wasn't my fault, more or less.
Yeah.
Did you get backlash for that?
I mean, yeah, look, at this point I get backlash for, how I brush my hair. It's like, everyone has an opinion and everyone, thinks there's just a lot of negativity in this world. That's all I'm going to say. And sometimes I lose the ability to block it out and I find the urge to snap back. So, yeah, that was just me telling them like, shut the hell up. I didn't pull out of the fight. I'm not going to pull out of a fight. Like it is what it is.
Yeah. Do you find that kind of bizarre? Because I mean, you're showing up, you're here at media day, you're going to fight in a couple of days. I mean, you literally had nothing to do with this. You wanted to fight Julia. Like how the hell are people?
Yeah. I mean, it just gets frustrating. It's the same thing over and over again. People just make assumptions or they like don't read anything and like just want to talk trash. So it gets a little bit frustrating. I'm like, I'm here. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight whoever they put in front of me. I can only control the controllable, right? I can only control me and my reaction to things. So that's on me. I probably shouldn't even have said anything. It's just a bunch of, negative people making noise, but I'm excited to fight. I'm excited to fight Kaitlyn Young July 1st. It's going to be a good fight. And that's all there is to it.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you don't underestimate anyone. You've made that pretty clear. But how do you bounce back from, having a former Bellator champion in front of you, an experienced veteran, and looking forward to, probably easily the biggest name you've faced so far, to Kaitlyn Young? And no disrespect to Kaitlyn Young, but, Julia Budd is significantly more established in the sport.
I mean, I think you just, it's really, when you come from the perspective of being better than yourself, it's not hard to be pumped up to fight. It doesn't really matter if it's Julia Budd. It doesn't matter, like I've said a million times, if it's King Kong, if it's Kaitlyn Young. Kaitlyn's a pioneer of the sport. She's a veteran of the sport. She's going to come out and she's going to give her best. I'm going to come out and I'm going to give my best. And I'm excited to test it and see who the winner is on Friday night. That's why I fight, and I fight to be the best version of me. So I'm amped for it. I'm amped to test myself again. I wish it was Friday.
For sure. And on another note, how was meeting Sean Strickland? Can you give us a little bit of insight on that interaction? Because we saw his reaction to it. What the hell happened that he had to apologize for? Is he as bad as he is on social media?
Well, he said a lot of nasty things about me online, not knowing me at all, having never met me, just making assumptions. And then he came to my gym where I'm team captain, and I had to let him know. Yeah, I don't know. I turn haters into fans, I guess. If you met me in person, if you're a troll online and you ever meet me in person, I bet you're going to love me by the time you leave. Sean's actually a pretty nice guy. He's a hard worker. I don't agree with half the crazy shit he says, but I'm wishing him good luck in his fight on Saturday. He fights Saturday, right? Yeah.
Yep. All right, Kayla. Well,
he helps Johnny to train to win a world title.
That's right.
So we're grateful for him, and he's always welcome back at my gym.
For sure. Yeah. All right, Kayla. Well, appreciate the time and best of luck in your fight.
Gracias, Danny.
Yeah.
Joshan.
Hey, Kayla. I'm Montesino from Lucha Libre Online. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. So first of all, congratulations on the nomination for MMA Fighter. I want to ask you, what is your philosophy of life? Because for someone who has been going from the bottom to the top, do you hear me?
What did you say? Sorry, how's my what?
Your philosophy of life.
Oh,
Your
philosophy.
biggest yeah, because for someone like you that's been coming from the bottom to the top, it doesn't matter if it's as a fighter, as a woman, as a mother, as a parent, as a husband, as it doesn't matter. How do you put all that into wanting to be the person that you are today?
I don't know. God made me. Ask him.
I ask you because personally, I follow you. I follow the person that you are, how you think, and how you take everything personally and professionally. And I want to know how you been accomplish all of that personally, and how you
Thanks.
put that into the combat sports.
You know, I think it's because of what you said. You know, I have had to overcome a lot in my life. I've been at rock bottom. I've been to, the darkest places. And because I've been there, I can be grateful for where I am. You know, you can't appreciate the rainbow if you don't have any rain. And I know that I was put here for a reason. I know that I have my life has a purpose. I'm grateful that I never ended my life and I continue to pursue my purpose. And I believe that every human being has inherent worth and value. And I believe that every human being on this planet has a purpose and is here for a reason. And it's our job to use those gifts to change the world and to find people around us who support us when we maybe don't believe in ourselves. So I am the way that I am because of the people who believed in me, because of God, and because I have this little voice inside of me that says, don't give up.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Trevor.
Kayla, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. You touched on it some, but it kind of felt like one of the narratives coming into this season for you was no more noise. And obviously it doesn't really seem like that's been the case or that stopped at all, but you must have expected that noise to continue, right?
I mean, you never know what's going to happen, right? Like one day I think that I've talked about it a lot. Like I really have gotten to that point where, I don't want to be famous. I just want to be the best. And this world is very fickle. You know, one day people love you. The next day people hate you. The next day people spit on your name. The next day people raise you to the rafters. So I think that I take it all with a grain of salt. I mean, the people who love me and are close to me. My circle is super small nowadays. And I like it that way. You know, my life is good. All of the, I guess it's a good opportunity for me to grow, right? Because when I get all of this noise and I get all of this hate or I get all of this bullshit, I could respond in one of two ways. I can either respond with more negativity and bring more negativity into the world and tell these people that they don't know what they're talking about and to go fuck themselves and they have no idea what it's like to be me. If they could spend an hour in my shoes, they'd give up. I could fight back that way. Or I could say, you know what, man, you must be going through some shit because only hurt people try to hurt people. So I'm going to send as much love as I possibly can. And I'm going to wish you the best. And I'm going to pray for you and just send out nothing but love and good vibes. And that's what I'm going to do. Cause I know from experience that I only try to hurt people when I'm hurting. So all of this hate, all of this noise, all of this negative energy, it's coming from a place of pain and hurt. And I can empathize with that and send them love.
But you don't feel like the letdown, so to speak, going into these last two fights is overlooked at all? You know, first signing with another promotion and now being back in the season with the PFL, then being lined up with Julia Budd and having the focus switch there late too. That's not somewhat difficult to overcome back to back?
I mean, my job is to get in a cage and fight. You know, my job is to be the best mother I can be. My job is to be the best woman I can be, to be a leader in my community, to be a light. My job isn't to no, I don't find it hard at all. Like, I love what I do. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for the opportunity to I never thought I would be here. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm not supposed to be making this kind of money. I'm not supposed to be a mom of two. Like, I'm just grateful for all of it. So I'm not bummed at all. Like, this is my life. It's beautiful.
And congrats on the ESPY nomination, of course, for Best MMA Fighter, the only female fighter nominated as well. So do you have a case on why that should be yours, or maybe a message to people that may argue against you sitting there with those other three names?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm super humbled to be amongst those three. They are, you know, legends of the sport and all amazing in their own right, have all accomplished great things. I'm humbled by it. I'm honored. I'm not going to make a case for myself. You know, there are a lot of people who want me to and who think I should. I'm not going to make a case for myself. I just want to say thank you for the nomination. I want to say thank you to all female fighters. I'm a fan of every single one of them. To do what we do in a male-dominant sport is badass. And I know that I'm representing all of us, and I'm going to do my absolute best. And I know I'm standing on their shoulders, so I'm grateful for them. I'm a fan of them. And I don't know who you should vote for. If you vote for me, thank you. I think my only goal is to inspire, is to inspire the next little girl who's sitting at home wondering if she could ever do great things. I was a 6-year-old kid in Middletown, Ohio, when I put on a judo gi for the first time. And I'd never left Middletown. And now I've seen the world and won 2 gold medals and 2 PFL titles. And, I've had a long road to get there, but it was all worth it. And my goal is to inspire the next generation. So if you're watching this, thank you. And congrats to all the other nominees as well.
Thanks as always, Kayla. Best of luck this week.
Thank you. Mills.
MMA Lock Sports Radio. How you feeling today, Kayla?
Oh, good.
All right.
How you
all
feeling?
right. I just wanted to say some things. You got some people in MMA, pioneers and originators, and then you got trendsetters and people that's pushing the needle. I like to call you one of those trendsetters that's pushing the needle right now. You have a lot of fighters that wasn't able to achieve what you were able to achieve. The net worth of $3 million with you winning that $1 million back to back is proven that women can come into this sport and dominate at a high rate and actually make money as well. So I know that has to feel good, like you said, because I heard you in the last game. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. I actually believe everything is meant for you to be here and to put on your story that you are for all the ladies out there. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree with you. When I say I shouldn't be here, I guess what I mean is like there was a time in my life where I did not want to live. And because of that, I'm grateful that I am where I am. But I believe in that 100%. Everything happens for a reason. I was given my story and my voice and my platform and my purpose for a reason, and I hope that I change the world with it. I hope that I make it so women can make a shit ton of money in MMA. I hope that I raise the bar. I hope that we make it so that we push the boundaries and we break the ceilings. And, I hope that little girls don't have to work so hard one day to be treated as equal. And I hope that survivors of sexual abuse one day don't feel so alone. And I hope that people know that it's okay to love yourself and believe in yourself and chase your dreams. Those are my messages. Those are my beliefs, my morals. Those are what I stand for. So thank you. I hope I'm doing it. I'm trying.
No, you're doing a great job. And just to follow up, your last book was published in 2018. So years passing, you know, a lot of stuff's been going on. So do you see yourself back in that author chair?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my first book was really a guideline for what child sexual abuse is and how we can overcome it, how we can prevent it, what kids, how parents and caretakers can talk to their kids. It was a textbook and a memoir combined. And really the next book I want to write is a curriculum. So I want a curriculum to go along with the book so we can actually sit down and write it out for kids. I also want to write a kids version, like a much younger book for, you know, funny tummy feelings and getting younger kids, even younger kids, to talk about it and start to have a dialogue with them so that they can feel safe to say like, mommy, you know, whatever, like whatever may be happening. And then maybe eventually, you know, someday a memoir or something like that would be fun. But I love to write. So I've got like 500 journals full of stuff that is just waiting to be read.
Love it. I'll be looking forward to it. And just
thank you.
We wrap this up. I got one MMA joke for you before we go. You ready for it?
Oh my God, I love jokes. Yes, please go.
All right, so I've been training now for 3 months at my local gym. I told my instructor to give me a name that specifically fits my personalized skills. And what do you think he calls me?
Personal life skills. Is it mean or I'm not gonna guess. What did he call you?
John.
What? It cut out. No.
John.
Say it again, Mel. Sorry.
John Wick. You know, like John Wick, John Wick.
John Wick.
Oh.
Like John Wick.
Oh my gosh. Did you?
All right,
hey,
all right.
Mills. Did you hear about the actress that just got stabbed? It happened
No,
like
no,
the other
no.
day.
What
Did you hear
happened?
about it? It was Reese. What's her name? Reese Witherspoon? No, with a knife, dummy. What do you call a cow with no legs?
Legless.
Ground beef. Dad jokes all day long.
Okay,
I'll be here all day.
You got me. All right, Kayla, I'll be rooting for you. Just want to say
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Haven't talked to you in a while.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mills. Sportscast. Go ahead. Last one.
Last one. It's huge pleasure to talk with you, Kayla. I'm Landro Radacic. We talked through the Instagram for last few months. It's huge pleasure to talk with double PFL champion and two-time gold medalist in judo or in Olympics. Thank you for Thank you for your time. You have always time for me. It's huge pleasure to have your time. You are such a kind woman and great ATT captain.
Thank you.
How it feels to be captain of the American top team? It's. I think that's huge. Many of great fighters fighting out the American top team.
Yeah, it's you know, I sort of forced my way in there. I was so loud and obnoxious and demanding that I gave everyone no choice but to accept me as team captain. But it's something that I do take pretty seriously. You know, I try to encourage all the young up and coming fighters. I try to be there for everyone as much as I can. I try to check in and make sure everyone's doing all right. I try to support the coaches in any way that I can. And I also just try and lead by example. You know, I'm not late to practice. I clean up my stuff. I show up, I work hard. I'm excited for what I do. I'm excited for every practice. We train hard. We work hard. We bleed together. We sweat together. We win and lose together. So for me, it's an honor. American Top Team is my home.
Yes, the one of the best and successful members of family was Joanna Jedrzejczyk. How good to how good was to training with her? Also,
Amazing.
she is my favorite fighter before you. You stepped in a game.
She's my favorite fighter too. That's okay. I'll accept that one. No, Joanna's the best. You know, she's another one who leads by example. She works hard. She has great energy. She's always pumped up. She goes in there and whoops ass. And then is there to help you up after she's whooped your ass. I've seen it multiple times. But she's a legend of the sport. She's a champion in mind, body, and spirit and soul. And she's a big role model for me.
Nice. You are also champion. You are champion in two different sports. What makes you a champion? Training, dedication, or psychology? I think your mental game, because I think that mental part of the game is the biggest difference in any sport.
Yeah, I mean, I think that number one, my faith helps elevate me to a new level. You know, it's a different kind of peace when you know you're a child of God. I think that he made me this way. You know, my mentality, my work ethic, my drive are second to none. I know that there's nobody tougher in this sport than me mentally. I know that I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to cry every practice. I'm willing to bleed. I'm willing to dig deep when you think you don't have anything left. And that is why I'm going to be successful, because I'm willing to do those things. I'm mentally tough and I believe in myself.
We all know that you're Olympic champion. What's driven you to getting out of comfort zone? You were the greatest judoka player in USA history, to getting to get started MMA career and have different perspective of the sport, and have entered in a completely different world with different people, with different mentality. How tough was adjust to new sport, and what's driven you to getting out of comfort zone? Because that is the toughest thing in life, to getting out of the comfort zone.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we grow at the edges of our experience, right? So I've never grown when I was comfortable. I've never gotten better, and I've never felt satisfied when I was comfortable. I'm not the type of person who can sit back and be content. So I knew that I was done with judo, and I knew that I wanted to continue to test myself and push myself and try to achieve new things. And it just so happened that MMA was there, and I started training. I tried it out and I really loved it. I loved everything about it. And for the first time in a long time, I felt excited to get up and go to practice, and excited to get up and learn something new. And I knew that I had found my new calling.
Nice. Excellent answer as usual. And one question which is more important for me in that conversation, which your definition of MMA? Because I listened to the podcast of American Top Team Punching In. You were brilliant, and your reasoning about sport was impressed me. Can you say to me what's your definition of MMA? Because many people think that MMA is similar like gladiators in ancient Rome. I don't think so.
Yeah, to me, MMA is a sport, and it's martial arts. You know, at the end of the day, I think the way that MMA is growing and evolving, it's going to become much more sport based. You know, it's not just going to be these crazy fights and like you think gladiators. Of course, we're still going to have these battles. We're still going to have these wars. We're still going to have these absolute insane matches and fights.
Like
but that's what happens. That's what happens when you get to the top of the food chain. You know, everything is so close. People are so equal that it's going to be either a crazy fight or it's going to be a very calculated technical display of martial arts. But to me, MMA is rooted in martial arts and then followed by sport. It's a sport.
It's sport, and it's also it's like more complex sport than people think. You have do much many things before fight to being good in a fight.
Yeah, for sure.
And last question from me: as a mother, as a champion, as an Olympic champion in judo, can you recommend the judo to younger people as a basic sport? What can you what can you say about judo and to younger people?
Yeah, I think that
judo it's the best option for the basic sport, for first sport to train.
Yeah, I think that judo is a great starting point for children. Honestly, judo is one of those things that it has something to offer everyone, whether you're 6 years old and you just need some confidence, or you're 60 years old and you just want to get back in shape. Judo is a safe, healthy, good environment. Whether you want it to take it to the highest level of sport, the Olympics, or you just want to practice a martial art, a mind-body way of life. And it's a hell of a workout. Judo has something to offer for everyone. I encourage everyone to take at least one judo class in their lifetime.
Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you so much. We're going to go to the next one. Steve D, please.
Hey, Kayla, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Steve D from MMA UK and Extreme Life. Happy to talk to you. I just want to thank you for all the positive energy you send out. I mean, you have this incredible positive energy that you just keep sending out. You've overcome a whole lot of obstacles in your life and maintained an incredible, career despite of that, in spite of that. And congrats on the nomination. To be on the same list as Kamaru Usman and Alexander Volkanovski and Charles Oliveira. Just an incredible honor, I'm sure you feel. And we actually met in 2019 at the championships. I was interviewing Mick Foley, and you just happened to walk by. We talked for a couple of minutes.
Nice.
I don't know if you stay in touch with Mick, but he's a great guy.
I still talk to him occasionally.
Yeah. So no, I got muted. All right. Somehow I got muted. All right. I don't know. Thank you, Daniel, for asking that initial question for me. So the question was about Larissa, because I think, it's going to very well end up this season with you facing Larissa again at some point. Now, she says she's a very different fighter than the last time you fought her now. Her hands are getting heavier by the day. She says that she's just different. What differences how are you going to approach this fight? Is there going to be differences in your game at this point, or how have you grown since the last time you faced her?
Yeah, I think we've both evolved. I think she's definitely gotten heavier. I think it's hard to have heavy hands from your back. So I wish her the best of luck with that game plan. My focus is on Kaitlyn Young, July 1st, and then I'll go from there. But for sure, Larissa's evolved. She's been in MMA for a long time. She started very, very young. You can see her getting better, but I see holes, just like there are holes in my game, and it's her job to try and exploit them, and it's my job to try and exploit her. So I'll be prepared. I'll be ready.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, everybody has a combination, right? Everybody has the holes in their game, and it's up to the other fighter to try to figure it out. And I have no disrespect to Miss Young. She's an incredible fighter as well. I think, she's your first, obstacle on the way there. The other question I have is, what have been some of the major obstacles that you found throughout your career? I mean, you've just got an incredible resume of fights. Faced a lot of criticism for just as you know. But, like I said, I think a lot of it is just largely unwarranted. I mean, it's not easy to do what you do. The fight game is a tough game. I mean, I think Mike Tyson said everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the face.
What I've found is that, is there any way to, okay, it's okay. What I've found is that life is tough. Life hits hard. There are things that go on behind the scenes throughout my entire career that people have no idea about. Personal things. You talk about overcoming obstacles, injuries, family issues, family struggle, abusive relationships. There are tons of things in my life, and even during my fight career, that I've had to overcome and that I've had to battle against. So that's why the noise doesn't bother me, because like I'm just so grateful to be where I am. I'm so grateful to be doing what I'm doing. My story could have been a lot different. I could be living a totally different life right now, if things didn't go the way they went. So I'm grateful for it, and I guess I just want to send out some more positivity and some more love to anyone who's going through anything right now. You know, we all have our battles, we all have our hurdles, we all have obstacles. Life hits harder than any fighter I've ever met, and I just wish everyone the best. I'm sending lots of love and positivity out there.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I'm sure everybody appreciates that as well. And thank you so much for all the work you're doing, with your foundation. I'm a social worker by trade, so I spend a lot of time in that world as well. So it's, helping people, overcome traumas is extremely important. So thank you so much. And that's all I got.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.